All right, so welcome back to another sweet little lost cub scene where after waking Hazel briefly to let her know that things are well and done and spending some time inside, Anton reemerges to gather up Hazel, who has had a little more time to sleep, had some time to put herself together, pack up her things, and has loaded her up in the car. I imagine taking her to the appropriate hospital. And
Hmm.
is he going in with her, or is he just letting her check him out?
He'll ask her what she wants him to do.
I mean, she can readily check him out. It's not like she has to pay the bill before they leave. That can be handled
Hmm.
whenever. So she'll probably ask for the chance to explain to him what's going on as she gets him out, and she'll just bring him out to the car.
He'll just nod.
So yeah, she is pretty quiet, kind of not dazed, just kind of out of it during the ride there. Still kind of coping with the idea that it's all over and done with, her bag's in the back and everything. And yeah, when you get to the hospital, she'll promise to be out as quickly as she can, but it's probably easier if she goes ahead and talks to him first, lets him know what's going on. And it'll only be so long that Anton hangs out waiting before she finally does come back out. Uh, just kind of supporting, in this case, her brother, younger, younger than her. Um, Actually, it looks like he's blonde, of all things. Kind of hard to tell what color her hair actually is, considering the layers of dye that have happened.
Hmm.
So yeah, she comes out hoisting up only maybe a year or two younger than her. This one guy who's I mean, he's been dressed up in normal clothes, has a big old hoodie on over top to keep him warm, and she just very carefully helps him one slow step at a time out to the car and pops open the door, letting him into the back, and just kind of going, "This is Anton. This is the guy I told you about." And he seems a little, we'll say he's a bit out of it. Um, though he does offer, you know, that kind of courteous little nod as he's helped in. She'll even probably reach down to help tuck his leg in.
Yeah, that's patient as hell.
And yeah, she tucks him up in the car and waffles for a minute before going ahead and sitting herself in the front. Putting his bag on the other side of the back seat. And yeah, she hops in, kind of glances over. I guess let's see this place, right?
Yeah, come on.
And yeah, she pops the door shut, buckles up, and will kind of subtly reach out to take his hand during that drive.
You were let her do it, no problem at all.
And thankfully, this brother of hers, I mean, he leans over on the door side and probably goes ahead and just kind of passes out for the ride. She's told him it'll be a long one. So he just kind of conks out. And honestly, it's not. You'd expect going out of state to be more of an affair, except that, I mean, the mountains are only so far from the border of West Virginia. So yeah, it's maybe an hour max before you've hit the state line, gone over, and you're, I assume, following like GPS directions.
Hmm.
Ambrose has given you the address of the place.
Yeah, follow the sat and have.
And yeah, you end up pulling into a pretty sparse. I mean, calling it a neighborhood is almost generous if you think about it. Most people consider a neighborhood to be, a bunch of places kind of close together, nudged up. But this is reasonably sparse, and the house isn't unduly fancy, but it doesn't look like it's going to fall over either. It's got newer, like a new porch with the ramp up the side. And yeah, it's even got a proper little driveway. It's I mean, this is about on par with what Susie grabbed, really.
Yeah, but
You
it's
know,
not.
the same
Yeah,
kind of thing. Little two
it's
bedroom place. One
look
story.
over. Just looks over. Not bad, eh?
Oh, it's not better than a motel room.
A lot better than a motel room.
A little nod. She just kind of sits there for a minute, just looking at it. Kind of glances. You see her flick a glance at the rearview mirror. See your brother's still sleeping. I guess you said the key's under the mat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get the bags in. I'll come help him in after.
Okay.
There's another just kind of small nod. She finally lets go of his hand to turn and, hop out of the car, kind of carefully closing the door as softly as she can.
Yeah, he'll get out and heft the bags in, no problem. Keep him quiet as well so he doesn't wake the guy.
Yeah, she'll help just to make it as few trips as possible. Thankfully, two of them don't have a lot, so it's not too hard between the two of them to get it all hoisted in. So yeah, the two of you kind of bumble up to the porch. She kind of flips the mat, does a little looking around, finally finds the key tucked up underneath. Pulls open the storm door, tries the key. Sure enough, door opens. She just kind of like swings it open and holds the storm door open for Anton. Almost like
Oh,
it's weird to enter, really.
he walks in.
And she'll follow in his wake, kind of glancing around. Shit, it's actually still furnished.
Yeah. Didn't think I was going to leave you that badly in the lurch, did I?
No, no, just. It's a lot, you know?
It's enough to start a new life.
Yeah. Do you think the car's safe? Like I could get it towed out here or something? Maybe catch a bus ride back and bring the car?
I wouldn't chance it. You want to
Okay,
make yourself completely disappear from there. No point in going back.
I guess. Just, can always list it up and use the money towards another one, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Kind
probably
of
better.
nodding.
The more genuine, like, new car, new everything it is, the harder for you to follow.
Yeah. And I mean, she takes kind of tentatively wandering around because, I mean, she can bust into a motel room like it's no big deal. It's not hers. It doesn't matter. This is a completely different sort of thing. So, I mean, she's almost mouse-ish about it, kind of, eases down the hall a little bit, kind of pokes her head in, eyeballs it, reaches around to flick the lights. Kind of periodically glancing back. And honestly, periodically kind of retreating back to him.
All right.
Are you sure you can do all this? This is a lot.
I told you. Told you to take care of it.
Yeah, I know. It just yeah. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. I mean, I suppose I need to wake him up and get him in, but
Yeah.
then what?
Could sit down for a bit. Let him sleep.
It's probably a good idea. Keep waking him up in the middle of the night to do checks on him and whatnot. So yeah, he's probably exhausted. Yeah, let me go get him inside, and that'd be nice.
Yeah. We could even order in if you want.
They'd smile. Yeah. She kind of catches herself just kind of lingering for a second and finally turns around like she remembered she was going to do something and finally starts for the door.
And he'd just look out the window, probably light a cigarette as he's just staring.
And yeah, I mean, if you're looking out the front, you'll see her, she, quick hops it down down from the porch and comes around and carefully opens the door so he doesn't spill out. Kind of, stirs him up, helps him up out of the car, and helps him slowly work his way up the ramp where it's easier for him to get around, and gradually back to one of the bedrooms because she's managed to ferret that much out. And there's, I mean, some quiet talk between the two of them as she goes ahead and gets him settled, snags up his bag and brings it in there, puts it nearby. And after some murmuring and, I mean, some rustling around and whatnot, she finally kind of eases out. You catch her doing that thing where you like back out of the room, you know, almost like you're paranoid something's going to go wrong if you stop looking before you close the door. And she flicks the light, finally eases the door shut, kind of looks over again, and finally scampers.
All good?
Yeah, should be all right. Got whole printouts of physical therapy exercises to do with them, but you should be good. I was worried I was gonna have to pay for a wheelchair.
Yeah. Probably let him sleep for a bit, get his energy back. So, what you fancy?
Oh God, I don't even know what's out here. I don't care. Food is food.
I'd just probably order fucking, I don't know, the cheapest what are they called? I don't know. American fast food's incredibly well.
I mean, honestly, for order out, it's like if you want delivery, that your two faithful things that are always there are pizza and Chinese.
Fuck it, Chinese. Since she's getting pizza with Becca later.
So yeah, he can like pull up anything on his phone really and figure out what delivers in the area and just call in an order of like the same generic stuff every Chinese place
Yeah.
carries.
Gets a decent portion between the two of them. Mainly more for him, if anything else, because he's a fucking guru.
Oh yeah, metric ton of food. Then
Probably order some for the other guy as well. You know what I mean? In case he finally, it's that type of thing.
yeah, it's something. If nothing else, even if he doesn't wake up while they're sitting around,
Yeah,
he'll
it's
probably need to
something you
eat
can.
eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Then you just sit on the couch, waiting for the fucking order to arrive, and just look over at her.
She almost immediately follows him over to the couch, sits nudged up next to him. It's kind of funny. It's not that she's scared of the house. It's just one of those things where it's like this is all big and new, and having a home is intimidating. So she just kind of desks up next to him.
I have to be strong when I'm gone.
Yeah, I know. It's just a lot of change. A lot of change. Like I told myself I'd do this a million times, but I don't think I ever actually came to terms with what would happen if I did it. Kind of looking up, looking around.
Yeah, me to do the nitty gritty bit for you.
Are you a lot?
Change.
A lot.
He just gives her hand a squeeze. Yeah.
So, how long are you staying? Just long enough to eat?
Yeah.
A little bit of a nod. Come back on the weekend?
Yeah.
Faint smile.
If you'd have me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're relieved to have something else familiar, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Appreciate what?
You actually started coming out on the weekends. Kind of grins over.
It mightn't be every weekend, but definitely every second weekend.
Yeah. Do
If
that?
that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Fine.
I know you and I still, well, we said a lot of things to each other.
There's like a little bit of the kind of the lip rolls in for a second and she nods. Did?
That's still the same for you?
I mean, it's. She kind of looks around at the room again. It's all still completely crazy, but yeah.
Okay.
Said, I'll look forward to seeing you again.
I will too. It's just weird here.
Yeah,
Not in a
it's.
bad way. Not in a bad way.
No, just. It's weird. I we haven't had a place of our own in well, like ever. It was always, staying out of the car or motels when we could afford them.
It's not.
I don't know what to do with this much space.
Enjoy it.
Think that's weird of me.
No. Not at all. You get to have a life. Of course, it's going to be frightening in the first couple of days.
I have to see if I can See if I can find a job somewhere nearby.
I think you manage.
I mean, I suppose at worst, retail sucks, but always hiring.
There you go then. I think you manage. With those dreadlocks, hipster cafe all the way.
Yeah, anywhere else to tell me to whack all my hair off. Kind of grins. Can't have that.
Nope.
Go find myself a Starbucks. Be all the
Definitely.
rage.
Mm-hmm.
Now all I need is a couple, you know, just barely visible tattoos. You gotta have a couple barely visible tattoos. With the mojo. Kind of gives him a nudge, playfully.
But you've got a chance.
Yeah. It's weird. I always talked about getting out. I didn't actually think I'd pull it off. And I mean, I wouldn't have on my own. Lance is over.
Yeah.
Finally gives his hand a squeeze again. You know, you're still a weird kid, but you're good people.
Weird.
Yeah, you're still a weird kid.
How am I a
Standing
weird
by
kid?
it.
How am I a weird kid?
Oh, you know. Half abducting random women, threatening them in random busted up houses in the middle of the woods, meeting them later in some gutted out grocery store that's been abandoned. Actually giving a shit. When she had some sort of sob story, might as well have said I was trying to get through college. But believe
Mm-hmm.
me,
I did.
why?
Part of me wanted to. Part of me thought that in all this dark shit, there was just one little bit of light. And I thought that if I take a chance with it, I could bring it out.
Kind of sighs out through a smile. Still just kind of like idly playing with his hand, too. She doesn't seem especially keen to let it go. You should be careful. There's girls out there to take advantage of you for it. Hell, if I thought I could get away with it and we hadn't met the way we did, I probably would have tried.
Not that I care.
I mean, yeah, no one wants to talk about how bad their life actually is. They want to make up something. Sounds like a sob story, just enough to get some sympathy. Get money, get drugs, get, you know, whatever they're after. Take advantage of guys like you.
Guys like me.
Guys who want to believe. Guys who want a chance to save someone, you know?
Um, Thankfully, me. I'm very good at sussing out when somebody's lying.
Glad I didn't try too hard then. Kind of grins.
Me too. It's nice to actually do the right thing for a change.
It is. It's kind of weird. Feels different. Should have
Doesn't
taken that
from
step forward and up.
doesn't for me.
Doesn't?
Shakes his head. I've had to do some bad things, yes. But it all just seems necessary in order to get moments like these.
You have moments like these often?
No. But everyone that comes around is worth it.
He finally reaches over, plays with his hair a bit. Finally takes the hand out of his just to reach up and fiddle with the curls. Decided to cut it, huh?
Yeah. Everyone was giving me too much gripe.
I mean, I suppose you could have just told them all to fuck off.
I was doing it for a while, but eventually they were multiplying in numbers. My days were numbered. Besides, I think you like my short hair better.
Maybe. Pulls the teasing little glance away. Fiddles
So
it a little more.
why did you tell your brother about it?
I started simple and said you were good friends.
Mm-hmm.
She looks kind of sheepish, really.
Good friend.
It's been a while. I haven't been going and seeing him as much. I mean, lately I haven't been able to see him at all, so I thought I'd go with, the easiest story.
I think he can figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah, he probably will. If I don't tell him before you come back on the weekend, well, he'll figure it out then.
Oh, really? Smirking. Playfully.
The lips kind of roll in for a second. She looks over, smiling. I mean, yeah, I imagine so.
It's not.
All that PDA. She gives his hand a squeeze.
Yeah. Like I said, after this week, it'll be every 2 weeks. I'll give you a call. Or you call me. I'll be busy. You know I will.
Yeah. And if you ever have the extra time.
Of course. We'll make time. It's just... don't be alarmed. Okay? I'll keep in touch.
Will do.
And if I don't, and if you don't hear from me, just, well, make it worth it.
Sobers her up real fast.
It's just a possibility.
I guess. Just. Wish you could leave too.
So do I. But I can't. Otherwise, well, it's gonna save somebody like you.
She kind of puts on a smile. It's not as believable. It's not as earnest. Looks kind of
I'm
pained.
gonna peony that Katie.
Do it.
Will. Give me 1 second.
Tell me about your mother with 4 successes.
With full successes. On the one hand, she knows she can't really argue on it. I mean, he did all this for her. But it obviously kind of pains her, the idea that he's like essentially walking right back into gunfire. She feels ways. She'd much rather even be able to pretend she knew she'd be safe, but she can't. She knows better.
Well, go on. Tell me. You have that look on your face.
Don't look.
The concerned look.
I mean, shouldn't I be?
Well, tell me.
She leans back into the couch again, slides off a bit so she's thumped against his shoulder. Starts playing with his hand again, looking down at it because it is way less intensive. I don't know, just I guess sometimes you'd think being a little selfish should be a little healthy. I don't
What do you
want other people to suffer or anything, just I hate to think that you might not call back. Kind of the center of the only schedule I've got right now. Looks over.
So I take it you failed in your plan not to get emotionally serious? Uh,
Ooh, am I back?
yes. That was
Oh,
weird.
damn, we didn't lose the connection.
No.
Oh, I should just freaked out.
Is
Okay.
Hazel is fucking Hazel amoebas into 2 Hazels?
Yep.
Turns out she was the wormish spy all along. Ah. Anyway,
Yes.
take it your plan to get emotionally invested failed spectacularly.
I mean, you've made it as difficult as humanly possible, in my defense. I put up a fight. But yeah, I'm kind of invested now. Kind of used to seeing you around.
Like I said, after this week, it'll be every 2 weeks. You'll know when I come.
Just don't stop answering your phone.
I won't. I'll be able to call and text. It's just, you know how it is.
Yeah, I was trying hard not to think about it.
Don't worry. I'll still be able to, you'll still hear from me. I'll still come out every 2 weeks.
Better.
I will.
Still my lifeline.
It's a weird thing to say.
I mean, she kind of shrugs.
Just not used to it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if I really wanted to fight and scrape, I could do things to get the money to keep this place. But
It's out of breath.
I'd rather know you're there and have time to get a proper job and
If you did that, then I'd have to stay permanently.
kind of glances over.
I fought to fight and scrape and do the things you could do. After all the things I've put to get you here. There's no way I'd let you do it.
Faint smile. Like I said, you're still kind of my lifeline. And I, really fucked up if you went and died on me. So
I'll
don't.
do my best not to.
Stiff little nod. I'm not upset, you're upset.
Hey, reach over and like probably wipe the bubbling tears coming out of the side of her face.
She's pretending very hard she's not crying. It's pretty convincing, really, except for the actual, like, watery-eyed bit.
Hey, don't cry.
Be pretty fucked up if everything went this right, only to go completely into the toilet again.
It's not gonna happen. Even if I do die.
Not because someone else is just waiting to inherit a charity case.
No. You and him have a life now.
Yeah.
You made it out.
Another nod. Yes, we did. It's gotta stay that way.
I know you will.
Mm.
Even if it does happen.
Another glance aside. I know it's really selfish to say, but please don't put me through that.
I don't plan on it.
Just be careful.
Like I said, I don't plan on it.
It's a little, again, that stiff little nod of agreement, like, okay, it seems good. Ugh.
Didn't realize you felt that much.
I mean, kind of shrugs. You're the only person who's ever looked out for me besides me, so. It's a lot. Kind of like knowing someone has my back, you know?
That and I'm dead sexy.
Finally kind of cracks. Yeah, you're not a bad kisser either. And, I mean, why would you deprive the world of that?
There you go then. Leans back, smiling for the first time.
She finally starts kind of putting herself back together. The little jog sideways is jostled her out of a morbid mindset.
Come on. Take her hand.
She just, I mean, he's got the hand.
My parents used to say, when you get a new home, you celebrate it with something.
Okay.
So, he reaches onto the radio. And, this is fucking Blue Ridge Trenton. There's country music stations around the place. Like,
Oh
as
god,
much
there's
as
so much country music.
he'll interlock our hands. There you go, Katie. My family celebrate with a dance.
Is that what they do?
Yeah.
She's kind of taken aback into grinning just because it's touch absurd.
Dance around the house, realizing it's yours. Food's coming. Life is good. In the end, In a cruel, cruel world, you just feel at home. You just end up moving on from it.
He manages to get a smile back on her face as he, like, teasingly just dances her around the house. At least around the main rooms.
Mm-hmm. Totally ridiculous.
Oh yeah. But by the time they get back around towards the door again, I'm sure there's outrageous maneuvers being done that are completely fucking unnecessary and not really appropriate to country music, but it's gotten her giggling.
The body rolls, Katie.
Oh god. That one gets her like to fucking start and duck around like one of the walls. She's like, oh my god. Ironically, she knows just enough about dancing a certain kind of way to get attention. Because it's beneficial to her business model, really. So she'll like play around and whatnot. Albeit by the time they get back around to the door, there'll probably be a knock. She kind of jumps.
I got it. Yeah, no. Pay for the food.
Yeah, she'll come around and I mean, hey, look, this is my kitchen now. There's a kitchen here. And yeah, she starts kind of fishing around and at least finds like a pack of like the generic dishes, that you can get in a set. And bust that open, starts pulling them out. It ain't expensive, but it'll hold food.
Yeah, and he just leads out the Chinese and just sits there with her.
She finally like I'm not gonna lie, she probably gets about halfway through trying to like fish around, find dishes and shit, and kind of looks over and is like, "Fuck it, it comes with plastic forks," and just fucking snags it.
Smiles. Yeah,
Should we be proper and sit at the table, or say "fuck it"?
fuck it.
Skin grins. In fact, she will say "fuck it" so hard that she will wait for him to sit down, and then just out of spite, will like sit half in his lap, like legs draped up over his, but just barely on the couch, kind of tucked back against the side while he's sitting against the back. Kind of just has the food, the little takeout container tucked over her tummy. Yeah, I could get used to this. Even if it's every
nice.
other weekend.
It's nice. Just think of it as a long distance relationship.
Those go so well.
Look over.
She just kind of shrugs, like, don't look at me.
I mean, if that's the attitude you're gonna take.
Well, I'm not going to do anything crazy. Just kind of like putting a curse on it, really, isn't it?
No, it just means that every second week I come out and see you, and we sit here, or we go out, or we just kick back and relax, and it's nice. I just got to travel a long distance to get it.
It's not that bad. Used to travel
There you
forever for
go.
work.
There you go. Besides, it's not like we're not going to text each other, or even video chat.
It's a faint smile. Maybe I could visit back once in a while.
Smile. I'd like that. But when you're safe and set up properly.
Yeah.
Let the heat die down a bit first.
I mean, I don't even have a car right now. I can't really exactly plan it.
Just switch on the news because I imagine what they did, Katie.
You'll have to do some channel flipping.
He does.
But yeah, I'm sure that someone's at least kind of passed. Like, if the fucking thing isn't on, let's see how much attention is being paid to this when he finally finds a news channel that's engaging it at all. Let's just throw it to the wind here. Okay, so there is, like, he flicks to a news channel. It's not like they're doing a full fucking thing on it right this moment, but there is mention, especially now that you're over the state line. Yeah, there's mention of that. We'll have a proper, we'll have a reporter out in the field, tune back in with us at this and this time as we talk about the compound found out in the wilds of West Virginia.
Looks over at her.
What?
Looks at the compound found in the middle of West Virginia.
Oh God, it was over here.
Nods.
Oh shit.
Told you. You give yourself about 3 months before you even think about coming back to Arham.
Yeah, I think I will.
But I can come see you. She reaches and kisses her hand.
She lets him kidnap the hand, just kind of absently looking at the TV. Pops something in her mouth and is just kind of chewing, like, what even? Holy shit. I mean,
Told you. I told you I'd do it.
that is. That's about as real as it gets, isn't it? So I'll have to tune back in. The 8 o'clock news.
Finger guns.
Jesus, Anton.
Told you I'd keep you safe.
Yeah, you did. Ah,
Still gonna do that.
Jesus.
You're not afraid of me, are you?
And it glances over. I mean, she just kind of heaves a shrug. I've met worse people, and I mean, I might have been shocked, but like I said, think about that whole first night. I don't have any illusions.
Oh, that. I gotta roll some subterfuge, Katie. Bam. That's how much he hides the fucking knife that went in his gut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't catch it, but it's one of those things where it's not that she's finished talking. She's just like, I don't have any illusions. You're one of the most driven people I've met, but not like you've ever done me any wrong. Not really. You're just scared and trying to get what you needed. You didn't know me from anyone else. All you knew I was bad as, I don't know, as bad as Yosef, as bad as Anthony. Could have been anyone.
Yeah.
So, no. No, I've seen what you're willing to do for people you care about. Isn't that what all this started as? Trying to take care of your friend?
Pretty much.
I don't know. Scared. Just know now that you really do mean it when you say you'll do whatever it takes. It's not scary to me.
He just leans his head against her.
And yeah, she like does that thing where you tuck your cheek over against the top of the head. Just kind of curls the arm up, kind of behind his shoulders and just kind of idly stroke ruffles his hair. You're the last person I'll ever be afraid of.
Good. I don't want you to be afraid of me.
It's just that soft little smile again.
But after they finish up, he'll turn to her. I gotta go.
Yeah. Good for the drive. Should I? I guess I don't have coffee.
I'll be alright.
Okay.
Gives her like a big, huge, passionate kiss, you know what I mean?
Knocks her fucking socks off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's kind of reeling a bit by the end of it because it was no warning.
I'll be back this weekend.
Okay. Try not to die of longing. Grins faintly.
Totally.
Gotta watch out, I might just pine myself away.
Probably better off.
What?
Just a troublemaker, me. Smirking.
Absolutely absurd.
See you soon, Danielle.
It's a faint smile. Yeah, let's see you soon.
Just smiles and walk out the door towards his car, taking out his phone. He'll pull away, you know what I mean? Waving at her as he's going.
Yeah, you'll see that she kind of lingers by the door, kind of propped against the side. Watches him go.
And while he's driving back, all the way down back to the Blue Ridge Mountains, there's a certain person he does need to call. Renee.
Oh boy. I don't know. Was not. Thankfully, she's still in here. All right.
Surprise!
Um.
Yeah.
Shall we assume that you did this in the evening then?
Yeah, I imagine probably by the time he's actually heading back, it's the evening.
Sure. And she picks up with the usual kind of saucy like, "Oh, hello."
Hello. Think you saw the news?
I did hear there was a terrible accident.
Indeed.
Awful, really. All those unstable chemicals, one really does have to be careful.
Very much so.
Shame, really.
So what happens now?
What do you mean?
Well, they're gone. Completely, root and stem.
Oh, some of our pets came crawling and crying back, but not enough to shake a stick at.
Like I said, root and stem.
Written stem indeed.
That was the last thing she saw, you know.
Oh?
Yeah.
You hear,
Sure.
like, there's some shifting. Like, and as she goes, oh? Like, the phone gets, like, a little closer, like she's kind of leaning in.
Whispered in her ear and everything.
Absolutely scandalous. What did you say?
I win.
Very succinct.
So like I said, what happens now?
thought we had a nice thing going.
We do. I'm just making sure that it's still a nice thing, and not suddenly, well, I'm your boss now, Anton.
No. Now, if I remember how our last meeting went, wasn't the impression I was left with at all.
No. I'm just making sure you still have a reminder.
I have my quirks, but I have a significantly higher survival instinct and a bit more sense than some of us.
I take it your organization won't be pursuing the matter?
Oh, I'm sure they'll sniff around if they can get at it. They've got eyes and ears everywhere, so I'm sure reports will be coming in, but
Well, if they ask, tell them it's lupine territory. And that's the punishment for those who violate it.
well, they know that she was playing with lupines. She went looking for advice. They did tell her she should leave off. Should have listened.
Like I said, wherever they see a crow marking on the trees, in the woods, that's our territory now.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, noted.
just making sure you're in the loop after all. Want this nice thing to continue.
I do prefer to play nice.
Exactly. Just making sure you're aware. Wouldn't want any confusion.
Of course not.
Then the fun will be ruined.
But what? You're an interesting person. I'd hate to lose contact. Especially over something like a misunderstanding.
Interesting, am I?
Very.
And why is that?
You don't act like most of the people that I find myself around. Like it.
And what do most of the people you find yourself around act like?
Hmm. Usually the same boring fixations on little things that they'll cling to for half their lives. And in the end, it doesn't matter at all. Changed almost nothing. And they just glazed over all that they could have done, all that they could have been, all over some small, trembling little thing that they couldn't let go of. You don't have that kind of hesitation.
Then again, I ain't human, am I?
Maybe that's why you're so interesting.
Hmm.
No telling.
We'll have to see.
Not without
Hopefully,
further
yeah.
investigation. You can almost hear the pout right at the end of the sentence.
What?
So, if things are still cordial between us, I admit I'm about to have well, I already have, a bit on my plate. You know, issues of inheritance and whatnot. But it would be nice to see you again, especially knowing we're on good terms.
Okay. We'll let you sort out your issues first. Wouldn't want anything complicating our meetings.
No, of course not. No distractions.
Just remember who you belong to.
You hear a little bit of shifting. You can hear the smile. I haven't forgotten.
Oh, really?
You hear like idle, like finger tapping. I seem to remember you driving home the point very clearly, very enthusiastically.
How did you take care of the other ones?
The other ones.
Anthony and them.
What do you mean?
I want to hear how you did it.
Oh, I did it.
Or could you not handle your own work?
Oh, I'm not the one who took out Anthony.
Who then?
I imagined it was you. It'd be a shame if it was just a convenient happenstance. I far liked crediting you with it more, considering he was out in your range when he disappeared.
I see. Well, we'll take the credit.
Nasty fellow, sallow face. Too many tattoos, even up on his face. That's just trite, really.
Imagine it is.
And you have no idea what happened to him.
I lost my people. They get so excited, you see. Especially when they realize that meat is on the menu.
No, the most I'll be playing with are the ones that manage to scamper out. Not many.
Oh, I don't think you'd like to play with my people.
Oh, no. No, I mean her toys.
Hmm.
Like I said, a very, very healthy survival instinct. And at least enough sense to not go playing with things I shouldn't. I'm not going to go killing normal people. Why in the world would I try going up against something like you?
Good. After all, they're not normal people. Not to me. They're already dead.
Oh no, I don't mean them. Told you. Don't kill when I eat. I have standards.
I know.
I'm certainly not going to go about offing you or your friends
Oh, no, no.
or
I know.
anyone,
Don't worry.
really.
Don't worry, Ophelia. I know.
Not my style.
No. That's why I like you.
Did you, there's a pause, thoughtful one. Did you by chance recover the contents of one of those trucks?
And why is that? Smiling.
Living cargo?
Living cargo.
Hmm. It's like I'll have to make a stop out there.
Living cargo.
Of course, she was trying to replace the people she lost. If there's any chance that car stayed upright, well, that van stayed upright, Time to go pull some people out.
It's doubtful.
You actually will hear her kind of like she's gone from probably sitting or standing, leaning somewhere to you. Like you can hear the heels clicking as she's moving around. Your keys jangle. It'd be very terribly humane for me to leave it to chance.
That's your decision.
No, it is. Be a shame if it was a total loss, but I may as well check.
Alright, Anton. Let's see how resistant you are just to that voice alone. Hey, nope. Okay. He hesitates a bit because he thinks about asking something. He's like, nope. Nope.
And there's a pause, and then the okay, and you hear the heel clicking pause for a second. Would you rather I let you do it?
No, that wasn't what I was going to ask.
No,
It's not important.
but it might be interesting.
Are you free?
Of course.
Where?
I'm about to be dangerously close to the site of an explosion.
It's too much heat.
Hmm. Here, I thought you'd like meeting up out in the woods just out of sight.
I'll tell you what. We'll meet if some of the human cargo pass the check I do. I'll take them. If they don't, they're yours.
Oh, I wasn't going to keep them.
Well, then you won't mind me handling it my way. If you'd like to watch.
I'm curious.
I'll meet you there.
See you in a little while. You can kind of hear that little bit of a smile at the end.
Yeah.
Boop.
Yeah. He hangs up the phone. He's like, stupid, fuck. You know what I mean? As he's driving. God damn it, my curse for that woman's voice. Fuck. Grumbling. That is
So taking a
literally
detour, are we, friend?
Yep. He tried, man. It's hard to resist. He tried,
She
man.
didn't let it go.
No. He tried. He tried his goddamn hardest.
All right. So, how close are you getting to the area? What are you doing?
I will park up a good distance away and start trekking around in the woods. You know what I mean? I'm not bringing the car up close at all.
Our boy.
So I'll get close to the woods, essentially, kind of approach by foot.
All right. So you potter off into the woods. I assume heading towards the site of the calamity.
Yes.
Are you gonna do anything on your way there?
Fuck it. I'll roll blur just for convenience. I botched, so there's no blur for me. But a really good success roll, a stealth roll. So that's 6 success stealth roll.
That's pretty hot. It means that she's probably not gonna play any fucking games with you, but alas. Startling you might not have been the best idea anyways.
Nope. That would have been a terrible idea, Katie.
But yeah, so with that kind of fucking stealth roll, you can come around through the woods reasonably close. The original floodlights are obviously completely non-functional. So it's kind of eerily dark there, really. All things considered, you'll see as you're approaching, the kind of stuff you're going to see is like things like caution tape, basically cones, posts, and whatnot marking off the area. but it's evening. It's past like standard work hours for anyone who'd be working on this, so it's seems abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the whole just demolished compound is thrown into darkness. You obviously don't see any of the bodies
Oh no,
still strewed around.
I imagine they're cleared away. Yeah, by now.
Yeah.
Try and spot Ophelia.
Ophelia. So, what? Let's see. Hmm. Initially, you don't see anything. And you perch up and you watch, I assume.
Yeah, yeah.
So you kind of find yourself a little nook to tuck yourself into, like a split tree or something, and just kind of nestle up and watch. And eventually, she just fucking appears over by one of the buildings. Where when she appears, it's because she's got her hands in and she's trying to dislodge some rubble from a half collapsed, like, this is one of the garages probably. It's got the big door that's kind of crushed.
I'm gonna creep over. Fuck it.
So you do your creep, and you see her kind of heave and not get a lot of purchase initially, and she kind of looks frustrated for a moment. But essentially, what she's going to do is start blood buffing.
Mm-hmm.
Starts blood buffing out the wazoo. Takes a minute, and you see her kind of flexing her fingers, giving herself a bit of a shake. And she sticks her hands back in, hooks behind the rubble, and this time, with a hearty yank, finally manages to dislodge the bit and kind of dances back as a couple small pieces clutter down, but just on the off chance something actually comes down, she kind of backpedals a couple steps.
Probably right into Anton's arms, actually.
Very possibly, if you would like to be that way.
Yep.
What are you going to do when she backs into you?
Just puts his arm around her like, hey, what's up?
You go to wrap her up as she's kind of eyeballing the thing, dancing back from it. She jolts. Like, you feel it.
Whispers in her ear. Boo.
Turns a glance over her shoulder. Kind of sucking in her lip for a second, like half frustration and half that glimmering excitement in the eyes. Fancy meeting you here.
Too loud?
Well, I'm not going to get them out quietly if they're in there.
Oh no. Just saying you were too loud. Could have caught you right as you were trying to get them out.
Caught me?
Yeah.
What would happen if you caught me?
Gestures over with his head towards where he knows where the building is. It's a good thing we're such good friends.
I appreciate the extended invitation into your territory. Grinning.
Pecks her on the side of the cheek, How many people do you think are in here?
I want to say they reported having gotten up about half a dozen.
6. Okay.
Probably,
Men and women?
Just a picky.
What are we talking age range? Mid-20s?
Capable. So, yeah, 20s to 40s.
Homeless, or what are we talking?
Honestly, whatever they could get their hands on, whether it was homeless or just an easy grab. Like I said, she was not picky. It was more a matter of making sure that they wouldn't be hunted after. If they thought they could get away for it, they'd range a little further. Missing persons are terrible, but usually cold cases.
Yeah.
So, some of them probably still have families. Don't know. I didn't really get the full loadout. to be sobbing. Or mommy.
That was your sister.
Yes. Yes, at one point she was. And at one point we took care of each other.
And you let her die just like that.
She kind of sucks in a bit. Not like super tense or fierce, just kind of it's a little stiff. She's done abominable things.
Just nod like, okay, no, I won't pry. It's your business.
Case in point, she just kind of gestures to the building that is half collapsed.
So your people help people?
That's as reliable a thing to say as that any group of people truly is interested, one and all, in helping people. Some of us are better than others.
So you're a
Most of
bleeding heart.
us-
You're a bleeding heart then.
There's. I'm not gonna roll for her to restrain it. It is the most like Jesus fucking Christ eye roll. Like she has heard too much. It's almost like you've kind of like poked a nerve where, you know, she's been teased, she's been razzed, she's been this and that. And it's just kind of that
Who
yeah.
hol- who holds up her hands? I'm not making fun of you.
Most of us are primarily self-interested and most of us don't kill. But it doesn't mean that we go out of our way. Not usually.
Fair enough. To each their own.
She nod.
Like I said, I ain't passing no judgment.
She friendly, you know, if you've let her go, comes over and kind of starts kind of clearing some of that crumpled like cement wall.
Yeah, he'll help.
I like my fun, and you know what? A little violence can be really entertaining, but letting 6 people potentially starve to death locked in a van.
No, I understand. Like I said, I ain't judging you. I was just asking.
A little bit of a nod, and as soon as the hole's widened enough, we'll probably try to just kind of slither through.
Oh, back up a bit.
She does.
Picks Krynos and just.
Oh, God, the building. Oh.
I mean, you move
fucking-
carefully.
She like jerks back when you take Krynos, like, oh, this building though.
I'm not gonna go through them. He'll just turn. Funny thing, because it just sounds to her like snarling. You say, I'm not going through the fucking building. He'll lift the bolt, basically to create more of a space.
She gives a light nod because she half expected him to like start Kool-Aid manning it. And she, yeah, as he makes a point of actually like lifting aside part of the collapsed like wall and like steel roofing and stuff. There's like a pause and a glance between him and the gap, and she finally, yeah, she skirts back up and kind of slithers through.
Yeah, and he'll follow her in after melting back down to Hamid.
And yeah, I don't think you can roll for aspects, so you won't necessarily get the
No, just
get
take
the
him his phone.
wiggies.
He'll just get
As
his
she-
phone flashlight.
Oh,
He's doing.
look at him being all fucking smart and normal.
Yeah, I don't have aspects.
She just activates heightened senses.
Yeah, it's well for
fucking-
fucking some. Yeah, I just get the fucking phone flashlight out. But yeah,
It's funny because she like activates it and starts kind of striding in carefully, keeping an eye on the walls, keeping an eye on what's collapsed and what's holding up what. And like the little flashlight flicks on behind her, and she kind of glances back, like, "Oh." Kind of shrugs.
just walking in. Like I said, I don't want to appear as a wolf in front of them. They'll start freaking the fuck out.
I imagine they would. All right. What do we have? Vehicles. Sweet lord. And yeah, she's like carefully shimmying around over, under, kind of snaking through.
Looking for a van, are we?
Mm-hmm.
Start peering his way through.
And yeah, you guys have to do a little bit of climbing and probably navigate some rubble. Hell, at one point, like the two of you literally have to like just get down and like soldier crawl it under one of the vehicles because it's holding up a piece of wall that's collapsed. But you eventually get to a portion that's still reasonably standing. And sure enough, like among the other things, there's a van parked there. The windshield's been shattered. It's dented up from some of the debris that's fallen on it, but it's still whole.
Come around to the back of it, like, but I got this.
Gives a light nod. Actually, she'll hold her hand up for the phone. He has his free to
Passes it.
open it.
And I will roll open seal.
You know what? That trick might actually work. See how it goes.
Roll your noses, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Or diff, because I know it's the gauntlet rating.
It'll be fairly low because this place may have been more weavery a bit ago. Now you get it open.
Yeah, so what she'll see is he just cracks his knuckles and just puts his hand on the door and the back van door, and it just opens like that. You probably even hear the sound like click, 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 click.
Yeah, there's actually a very heavy clunk as the mechanism pops itself open. And yeah, the only difficulty you have opening the door is that because the van's been damaged, there's some denting that makes it kind of hard to get it open. You gotta kind of wrench it.
Yeah, he will, yeah. He's got decent strength on the helmet.
And she will hold up the phone, shine the light in. And let's see what your look is like. Going high or low, Torna?
Oh, jeez. Hi, I've been doing pretty hot.
Yeah, that's technically high. So you guys wrench it open. She immediately shines the light in, and give me a quick alertness check, and we'll determine how much detail you get right off the bat.
Just a fail, though, not a botch.
I mean, it's not a botch, and you've got a light, so you're not going to be fucking blind. So she shines it in, and you see several people kind of slump down. You see a little bit of movement. You're not catching a lot of detail, but you definitely see people. It's kind of hard to tell how alive they are. It's kind of hard to tell if they're hurt, if they're okay.
Kind of takes a couple of steps in very cautiously.
Yeah, she eases back and off to the side so that as you're kind of heading to, I assume, hop into the van.
Yeah.
Yeah, she basically gets offside so that she can shine the camera light around you.
Probably
And yeah.
goes up to the first person, kneeling down.
And they've been out there for a good day. So, I mean, they're not in the worst shape they could be. You lean down, it's just some poor fucking guy. This one definitely looks like he was homeless. He's got a bunch of layers all kind of bundled up, roughshod, mismatching.
First thing Anton will do, because he's going to do it, is he's going to sense worm, Katie.
Mm-hmm.
At least one.
You get the same kind of ambient city grunge that clings to people, but none of them seem like there's nothing flaring up.
Yeah, there's no like big, in exclamation mark worm taint. You know what I mean?
There's no neon sign. There's just kind of the ambient grunge of they've been in the city, they've been in this vehicle, they've been in this compound, but it's pretty low key. You barely pick it up.
How much people we talking? Like, and demographic, like 6 people, male and female, or what?
You've got
Like,
6 people. 4 of them definitely look like they're just homeless, picked up off the street. They're bundled up properly for the weather, like they expected to sleep outside. They're actually doing all right. They stir up in response to the door opening, but it's funny because those ones in particular kind of have a little bit of survival instinct and initially didn't move at all. There is at least one chick in the back who starts kind of just weakly crying. And there is another dude in the back who's kind of got the telltale brightly colored clothes and stuff, probably some druggie they picked up.
important question, Katie. Anyone I recognize, especially the girl.
Oh, the temptation, but you would have gotten a call.
Depends. Like, it honestly depends.
Let me check my temptation here.
Go on, tempt me. Do it. Just do it, Katie. Come on. Do it. Come on. Come on.
Oh, don't tell me.
Tempting. I'm tempted. I'm tempted. Do it. Do it. Do it. Smush his face. Do it, Katie. Come on. Do it.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Yeah, there's a lot of grunge going on. The crying girl is wearing kind of like winter. It looks like a for anything, it looks like a jogging outfit.
Comes over closer.
Big curly hair.
Yeah, I mean, he fucking vaults over, like, kneeling down in front of her. Carla?
And yeah, the head kind of snaps up.
Oh, Jesus.
She's looking kind of rough. Not
Hey.
horribly manhandled. Probably has some like dirt smeared on her from getting tossed around a little bit, but yeah, she just looks up and she's like, "Oh my god, Anton.
Hey. Hey.
Oh god, I thought I was gonna die in a van."
No, I got you. I got you.
She just starts sobbing. You get
Come
the
on.
impression she'd very much like to move at you, but you're realizing as you're moving among these people, they are not only like bound up, but they're actually are like, if you've seen like inside of vans or even normal vans, they have kind of like strips on the inside so that you can bungee cord things to them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not only is everyone restrained, but they're actually like latched to like lashed onto the van so they stay separated.
With what, like rope, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
He'll just reach into his back and pull out his knife and just fucking start cutting the fucking bounds, essentially. Especially her first.
Yeah, and admittedly, as you're doing that, you'll hear and feel the motion of Renee starting to like hike up into the van. The light moves. So while you're getting her out, and she starts just weakly bawling.
He hoists her up, like, into his chest. Come on. I got you, honey. You're all right.
Yeah, you scoop her. She just latches on, grabbing a hold of your shirt. She's not too bad. She's probably chafed pretty bad where she's been bound, but not as bad as some of them. Some of the ones that Renee is getting loose, they're actually bloodied from struggling.
What happened? He looks down at her as he steps out of the van.
I was out on a run, and the van just pulled up, and they jumped out, and they just fucking tackled me over and threw me in. Thought I was gonna die.
Well, they're all gone now.
Sure. Thing happened. They pulled in and they left and said they were coming back, and then
I came to get you. And let's just say me and my friends took care of them. They ain't coming back.
Just starts bawling again. I mean, she's a normal person, and this has been traumatic as fuck. Just clings onto him and cries.
Shh, it's all right. Kind of keeps hold of her because look over her shoulder at Renee. It's like shh, looking over. She's probably helping people out.
Oh yeah, Renee's going person to person. She's pulled out a fucking straight up boot knife, and is just cutting people loose, coaxing them out, helping them out when they need it. Most of them are pretty stiff.
We'll look over at Renee. I know her. Like gestures down at Carla.
She kind of gives a helpless shrug.
Twitches. He's taking rage. Has to. Katie, I have to.
I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense. She just kind of looks helpless, like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm spending willpower because I don't know what my diff is, but I'm spending willpower anyway because I'm paranoid.
You should be fine. It'd have to be like a gibbous moon for you to frenzy on that.
Yeah, but I mean,
You can
we
still, you know what? I will still let you, for the sake of just doing so, spend a willpower to literally, as it boils up, force it back down.
I mean, what Renee sees is fascinating because she'll see his muscles begin to contort. You know what I mean? It's the rage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ironically, she's looking right at him when it happens. So, I mean, yeah, she just kind of watches, and a weird kind of fascination, almost, as he says that, and he looks back down at her, and the reaction is very visceral and kind of physically evident. And she just goes quietly to shepherding the other 5.
All right. Look down at Carla. I'm gonna take you home. I'm gonna take you back to my place. Okay?
And yeah, she's just babbling and crying that she wants to go home and everything's terrible, etc.
You probably help her out first and get her away from Renee and all that and the other people.
Yeah, I mean, you've carried her out first thing.
And, guide her through the fucking rubble and all that as well. And so when they're on their own, he'll turn to her. Carla?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you back to my place and get you cleaned up.
How
Okay.
long has it been? They
about a day.
blacked out the windows.
About a day.
I really need a shower.
I'm gonna take you back to my place. I'm gonna take you back to my place. We're gonna get a shower. And then I'm gonna take you home.
It was shaky but quick nodding.
They didn't hurt you, did they?
No, I just got skinned up so when they grabbed me.
Okay.
Said some weird shit, but none of it made sense.
They're drug dealers.
Yeah. I guess and yeah, thankfully giving her weirdly enough, having to go through a veritable obstacle course to get out is helping force her to get get a little bit of a grip. Because she's fucking fit. She can absolutely go through this whole rigmarole of over, under, around.
To be fair to him, when they get out of the rigmarole, he just picks her back up in his arms again.
She doesn't protest at all. She finally slips out of the thing, pauses to wait, and as you come out and scoop her up, she just clings again.
Now we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk about some things. Because I did not expect you to get caught up in this.
Can I wash up first? I didn't.
First thing we're gonna do is get you back to my place, and we're gonna shower and we're gonna relax. Okay? First things first.
Oh, you mean your mom's?
No.
Okay.
It's a place I have out in the woods.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, she's just nodding.
Do you trust me?
More aggressive nodding.
Okay. Now I need you to do me a favor. You don't look at any of this. Okay? Just look into my chest.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she does. She just curls around and tucks her face against his chest.
You look back at Renee, wait for like them all to come out.
Oh yeah, it takes her a great deal longer. She's got 5 people in various states of okay and not okay, and some of them have had to like strip off layers and whatnot just to like, especially the point where they have to crawl under a fucking car. Like you're not gonna pull that off with like 4 jackets. So yeah,
Yeah.
she is carefully leading, and basically what you'll see is after some movement, some muttering, careful, quiet muttering, because keeping them quiet honestly kind of forces some sense of calm on the situation. And she'll emerge first and begin kind of carefully handing them out.
And what he'll do first is to set Carla down very gently, and he'll be like, "I'll be right back. I'm gonna talk to my partner, okay?"
And yeah, I mean, Carla's a mess. She admittedly got to kind of pry her fingers off, but she's still nodding frantically.
You keep hold of her hand. I'll be right back. You stay right there, and then I'm taking you home. Okay?
Okay.
He gives her hand a squeeze, and he walks over to Renee.
Yeah, she just is rubbing her face as you walk off.
She'll see it. His fists are clenched.
What's the plan?
I don't know how I'm gonna spin this to her. She's one of my friends from school.
She seems to have, by the way, handed off a packet of cigarettes to the others, and they've all like huddled up to get a fucking cigarette. And so the 2 of you can kind of talk quietly.
I didn't know she was gonna be here. They look like they just snatched and grabbed her.
What's there to explain?
To her parents. To the
Kind of
cops.
wrinkles her nose.
To the cops.
It's like human trafficking, things like kidnappings. They're not that uncommon, Anton.
Yeah, what am I supposed to say?
Say exactly what she says. Grabbed her. Whatever. And looks over. What part needs embellishment? What part needs explaining?
Yeah. Just cracks his neck. It's hard to focus at the minute.
Seeing that. All right.
Part of the condition.
Hmm.
And if there was any left alive here, they would have a very, very slow death.
If anyone was alive enough to crawl, they've probably been picked up by now.
Like I said, I mean gritted teeth. It's part of the condition.
Eyebrows lift just a tiny, tiny touch. She just nods.
That's rage 4. You know what I mean? That's Joe.
Yeah, she is blessedly pretty well immune to you.
Give me 1 minute. Walks around the corner. He'll blow a rage fucking ham hawk in that wall.
Oh yeah, and I mean, of course, like grit and rubble kind of like grinds down when you hit it. Kind of satisfying, really. Makes you kind of worried that it was a bad idea to hit a half collapsed building's wall, but thankfully you're not.
Yeah, I'm not crying.
Going to do more damage to your hand than to the wall.
Yeah, you just. I mean, if Renee's peeking over, that he moves fucking incredibly fast.
She does that whole thing where it's like, I'm not sidling back a step just to get a sneak glance.
Comes back out. Okay. You take care of them. This should be pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
I got her.
All right.
Looks like our date will be cut short a bit. This is a bit personal now.
No, just tell me when.
I'll give you a call in a couple of days.
It's a nod. Take care of your friends. Take care of them.
Okay. You look great, by the way. Is he walking?
There's a wry little smirk.
Looking over his shoulder. You should change your hair like that more often.
I mean, it's that little like turns around the smile, the like the tongue flicks over the teeth, like, yeah, you think so?
You look less suspicious and less like you're wanting to eat me. Winks as he's walking.
There's a little pout of a frown as she turns back to her group. It's the little pout of like, "Aw, you were so nice until that." She starts, yeah, carefully herding cats. Which is pretty much what she's doing.
Yeah, he hauls her up. Just
Yeah, scoop Carla up. She immediately relatches onto you.
all right. My car's down this way. Come on.
Yeah, she just kind of nods and stays latched.
All right. I'm gonna take you down to. I'm gonna take you back to your mom's. Or do you want to go back to a place where you can get a shower first?
I don't. I just want to go home.
Okay. Okay. Take you home. Here, come on.
There's snuffling and nodding.
If he starts the car, he'll just let her fucking curl into him, to be honest. He can drive and fucking let her be clung on.
He's even gonna keep her in the lap while he's sitting in this fucking car.
Yep. Yep.
Just hikes the seat way back. Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck it. She doesn't seem to mind. Admittedly, the worst aspect of this is the smell associated, just because, I mean, they were left in there for a day.
Yeah, he doesn't mind. No. He's not going to comment on it. No, nothing. It's a good thing I keep an eye on these parts.
There's more nodding. She doesn't even know where she is, to be fair. She's
Just wanted
kept
to
her
know.
face tucked into you, and you get the impression that even if she was paying attention, she probably, like, even if she was looking out the window, which she does periodically, she doesn't seem to really register where she is.
It's one of the mountain passes.
Mhm.
One of the run areas, so I had found one here. I imagine she's missing shoes or something like that.
I mean, they were pretty good about making sure she didn't, like, if she was missing a shoe, it was in the back of the van.
Fuck it, that'll work. Like I said, they got a bit sloppy. So I went looking.
You. She just melts down into, like, just saying thank you over and over and still huddling into his chest.
Hey. Just because we haven't seen each other in a bit doesn't mean I don't care about you.
Mhm.
And I probably should have kept an eye on you more, but my life has been pretty crazy at the minute, so I'm sorry.
I mean, who could have seen that coming? It's like that don't happen around here.
Do you want me to stay the night?
My parents would flip.
I don't, to be perfectly honest, I don't really give a shit.
It's just more nodding.
Alright, I need to call my friend. Just let her know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And he flicks open the phone straight to Becca, because unfortunately their fucking day-in's about to be fucking cancelled.
Yeah.
We ring her, but he will explain what he's after finding. I imagine Becca's not going to be too pissed off at him.
No, Becca answers, and I mean, sounds kind of concerned. You can kind of hear her getting more back more to herself a bit over the course of the conversation as she, kind of, you fill her in on what's going on. She asks some questions. Admittedly, some of them you can't answer over the phone, not with Carla like curled up in your lap. But yeah, she tells you to fucking do it. Go take that poor girl home.
Mm-hmm. You just tell her he'll be back later. That type of thing. Yeah, he drives her all the way, clinging to her parents' house, carrying her up to the front door and knocking on it.
And I will summarize the events as that door opens, because I mean, this isn't like, normally they have a guide for that. it's both of them really like crowding the door as it opens, and there is a lot of crying, a lot of smiling, and a lot of familial concern. They may not be the closest all the time, both the parents work and all, but Jesus Christ, they noticed she was missing. Tell that much. After a little bit, she's being held on by her mom. Mr. Thompson picks up his phone and calls into the police station just to let him know that she's been found. Kind of paces out of the room to have that conversation because it's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's like kind of cupping his face, doing that, I'm not crying man tears kind of thing.
I know just sits on the table across from. I imagine Carla has probably not let go of him either, since
I
one of
mean,
his hands
she
probably.
she at least briefly like relatches onto her mom, onto her dad, because I mean, holy
Oh
shit,
yeah.
she thought she was dying. But yeah, I like it's one of those things where even Mrs. Thompson like comes over and like hugs you up and just starts dropping thanks and praise and doesn't I mean, she doesn't fucking ask, she doesn't care. Not right now.
I was just in the neighborhood.
Yeah. I mean, she takes it at face value. Hands down. The relief is too much. The emotional fucking overflow is too much. I mean, this is not the time to be asking questions. She just, yeah. And I mean, she will invite you up as well and like let you sit up in the little sitting room for now because Carla insists that you can stay. You can stay. It's okay. He can stay. I really want him to stay. And yeah, basically, you get shepherded up into her little sitting room because she's got kind of that sweet setup going on. And I mean, they'll ask if you need anything to eat, anything to drink, and kind of make themselves busy.
Yeah, he accepts food if it's given, it's that type of thing, but he tries to be as polite as he can. He's like, do you know what I mean?
It's a fucking hustle and bustle, man. And yeah, Carla almost, as soon as she calms down enough, yeah, she just goes to the shower. She doesn't grab any of her shit. She doesn't grab clothes. She doesn't grab a towel. She just goes for the shower. And
Yeah.
like like the clothes she was wearing, they just come out in a fucking trash bag.
Yeah, he's sitting there smoking a cigarette when she comes in.
And yeah,
Ooh, nicotine.
eventually she comes out in like the floofy robe with her hair all kind of mostly dried, but in the damp curls around her head. She just comes in and curls up next to him because
Puts her
he
in
is
his lap.
currently a white knight dude.
He puts her in his lap, like sits her right there. Because to be honest, him and Carla having contact. They've been in contact. It's just he's been busy, and they
Yeah.
have been fairly fucking intimate. So
Oh yeah. You've had phone contact, just not time for much else. So yeah, you pull her up into your lap, and yeah, she just immediately curls back in, much like she did for most of the ride.
told you I'd keep you safe.
And you'd think she'd be out of tears, but you would be wrong.
Look, I'm sorry I haven't been around. Just been busy.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
I'd be meaning to come talk to you anyway.
Oh, you found me,
Yeah.
so guess we can talk whenever you want.
Smiles softly.
Like just yeah.
I mean, I was going to ask you out, but it seemed like a hardly an appropriate time.
Ask her what?
Ask her out. Could ask her out on a
Oh,
date.
oh, okay.
It's just, well, yeah.
Just don't leave.
I'm not leaving. I'm right here. Okay?
Mm.
I'm not going anywhere.
and it's one of these hilarious situations where, I mean, if they let you stay in her bedroom, that would be scandalous. But like the two of you curled up on this couch and her little suite is totally fine. And I mean, you've got access to a remote if you guys decide, like if you or she or both decide that background noise is a thing. But essentially, you will get plied with food and drinks, and you'll hear the two parents, on and off on the phone, calling friends, calling family, calling the police station again. At one point, there will be a knock at the door, and they go down to address that.
I mean, he'll sit there with Carla until he's. I imagine because the police are probably gonna come up and fucking talk to him as well.
You actually will give me an alertness check to see how much you catch of this, because it'll be
No.
hilarious.
Okay, I'm spinning for whisper catching.
Do it.
Done it.
This is technically not whispering, but fuck it. You, Mrs. Thompson goes full Karen.
Oh Jesus.
She
Kinda
goes,
winces.
yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like they reassure him that she is here and she is fine, but she is very upset right now, and she does not need this kind of stress. They can
Yep.
come back tomorrow, and
Yep.
oh god,
Anton's gonna.
full.
No. He'll be like, I'll be back in a second. He comes down the stairs as Miss
Yeah.
Thompson's going full Karen.
Oh, she's going full Karen. It's intense. Poor Officer Davis looks like he doesn't know how to use his hands anymore. That woman is a fucking hurricane right now.
He'll walk up, very controlled, very confident. You know what I mean? Because I am the Shadow Lord.
You are the Shadow Lord.
He'll walk up, and he'll say, "It's all right, Mrs. Thompson. I don't mind answering any questions for a bit. Officer Davis is just trying to do his job."
A very, very upset mother finally gets up. Between you making the offer, you see her kind of sucking the breath to keep going just because she doesn't know what else to do with herself at this point. Thankfully, Mr. Thompson swoops in and saves both of you. Goes to calm her down. It's like, oh, why don't we have a cup of tea? You look like you could use some tea. It steadies you right out. And you are left with a very
I imagine Mr. Thompson's like, "Thank you." Do you know what I mean? To Anton as he's going up.
yeah, pretty much. He like fucking carefully corrals her into the kitchen, and Officer Davis is just like, sweet Jesus, what just happened?
I just look over. Sorry for that. When I heard, I came as quick as I could, officer.
Just kind of nods, looking over, and just kind of just gestures you to come on down and come on down off the stairs there, buddy.
Yeah, he walks over, gestures at the cigarette. The cigarettes would be easier to do this outside.
There's that nod of yes, please God.
Dude comes out and pops a cigarette in his mouth, lights it.
And yeah, the two of you step out onto the porch, and I mean it's exactly what you expect. It's so what do you know? Where did you find her? How did you find her?
He'll say, my friend and I, Renee, from college, were going on our walks. We do a lot of training. I do a lot of training. She was helping out. She's on the college track team. We were jogging around doing some late night runs. Carlo and I have done about 1,000 times. Came out across one of the older mountain runs. Came down. We saw that the thing had been decimated. So we started poking around and we heard someone calling for help.
So here's a question, because keep in mind,
Mm-hmm.
the place you're talking about is in West Virginia. It is not right here nearby on a trail.
Oh, sorry. Bleh.
Yeah, it was a long drive back. Carla has no fucking sense of where she was and probably has no idea how long she was in the car either time.
You know what? Fuck it.
So you could probably readily say you just found a fucking abandoned van. But if you mention the compound, you're gonna put holes in your own story.
He'll fucking say, by the looks of things, there was an abandoned van. I found a couple of tire tracks, boot marks. They was obviously had left her there for pickup or whatever, they'd. So I crept up and I heard her crying.
And yeah, further questions like, do you know who they are? Did you get a license plate? Could you show us the location?
Uh, it was deep in the forest near West Virginia. They give like a, the blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Close enough to the compound, but not near enough. If you get me.
Okay, so closer. I was gonna put it on the
Yeah.
other mountain range.
Yeah.
But I mean, small town syndrome means, yeah, he knows what you do for a job, etc., etc. It's not weird to him at all that you're out on fucking trails, even in the middle of the night, whatever. You're some
Yeah.
hiking kid.
It's just I couldn't see much people. They were off. I don't know. I just heard some people talking. Maybe about 6 of them.
Then yeah, he'll just do his best, like have you describe the voices, if you remember any of what you heard.
He'll go full bore because it's pretty obvious they're talking about. He kind of just looks uncomfortable. What they're. I think it's pretty obvious what they were doing and what they were talking about.
It's like, I mean, he makes that kind of uncomfortable face where it's like, you know, and I know what we're talking about, but they'll still ask for statements.
They were looking for a price.
And yeah, he grimaces, keeps taking notes in his fucking little notepad.
That's the only discernible thing I can remember them saying. That's when I started, moving.
All right, are you going with that she was the only one in the truck?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. And yeah, honestly, he just takes as much of a statement as you can give, asks if you got a look at any of the people, any physical descriptions.
Nah, I could just hear them off in the distance. They were down the road. Obviously meeting up with somebody.
And yeah, he'll just do his best to get a place so they can go and at least see if the van's still there.
Yeah, that's all I can remember.
Sorry, did you actually say anything about where it was?
The top other side of the mountain range near the compound, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
There, around that area, off the beaten path.
Yeah, you list one of the nearby towns, and yeah, he just goes ahead writing. Go ahead and give me a manip subterfuge just to see how well you're selling it.
Fuck it, I'll drop a willpower on this.
Would-
Like a champ. I don't know if my charm specialty. I don't know if charm actually comes into this.
Considering that you came in kind of rescuing him from a very agitated woman, yeah, I'll let you have charm.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes with the willpower.
So yeah, it is decidedly fucking convincing. And yeah, he just takes the statement, thanks you for the time, and it's like, you just tell them to give us a call when she's ready.
He'll just nod like she's just a bit emotional, Well, so
Oh, of course.
yeah, I'll when they're a bit calmer, I'll do you a solid.
And yeah, I mean, with that, he will thank you, ask you to pass on a thanks to them, and he will get the fuck out.
He'll kind of walk over to where the parents are, walking back in, and kind of rubbing his face.
All right. Yeah, you head back into them. Let me. Mr. Thompson is probably the more attentive of the two at the moment. He will, in fact, probably move over to like catch you at the kitchen door, so that Mrs. Thompson can continue having her meltdown in peace.
He just said whenever she's ready, There's no rush, like.
I mean, gives the nod.
Um,
All right. See about giving them a call in the morning. Kind of glances back over to where Miss Thompson is making noises.
Maybe wait till another day, maybe, Mr. Thompson.
Very possibly.
Just nods. But yeah, I'll go and make sure she's all right.
He just kind of nods and kind of gives a gesture towards the stairs, like, go right ahead.
Sorry for, intruding on your home like this.
No. It's nothing.
Just nods.
You are probably the last person we would be agitated with right now. Thank you for finding my girl. He actually reaches out to get your hand.
Shakes it back. She means a lot to me.
Just kind of it's a stiff nod, and it's one of those things where he shakes the hand and he actually sticks the other hand on the back of it, gives it a pat to just reinforce. But he is in fact very grateful. This isn't like a business thing. This is man to man, good handshake.
Well, he just says it with law firms because he does. He cares for Carla. She means a lot to me. So there's no need.
Well, you stay as long as you need.
As
We'll
long as she
be
wants,
available.
as long as she needs me to stay, I'll stay. I won't be keeping you guys up for whatever.
Yeah, he gives another nod
Yeah.
and lets you go.
Yeah, walk back in towards Carla.
And yeah, he rounds back into the kitchen. Carla's snuffling on the couch. Come back in. She hasn't budged.
He sits down and he essentially just picks her up essentially.
Yeah, she happily kind of even helps you. Gives a squirm into your lap.
It's all right. I answered all the questions anyway, so just keep them off your back for a few days.
Thank you.
Found you out in the van in the field.
Nods. Yeah. Yeah. So is it over? Is that it?
Yeah. It's over.
Sure.
Positive.
If they come back.
They ain't coming back.
Okay.
And if they do, I'll be here.
More nodding and tighter clinging.
Like I said, I'm sorry I wasn't around.
Could anyone know they were going to do that? I don't even know what they wanted.
It's better you don't.
Very tearful nodding.
But that doesn't matter now, you're safe. Right here with me, you're safe. I'll never let this happen to you again.
Just more very weepy nodding and a lot of clinging. She's just taking it all as rote. She's not thinking about it. She's not examining it. She just, well, clearly she's safe now, and that's fine. That's good. And the cling.
I'll look over. So, wanna catch a movie sometime?
Kind of sputters. More nodding. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah?
Movie'd be real good.
Okay. I got us some tickets.
Okay.
You want me to stay?
You know, need to go?
No. I'm asking you, do you want me to stay?
I don't be by myself. I don't want to run tomorrow.
We don't have to run anywhere.
Just nodding.
We'll, I'll stay. I'll even cook your breakfast, if you like.
Cook will have an aneurysm.
Well, clearly he's not half going to contend with the mighty cooking of me.
Just like kind of weak chuckling, just because she's now imagining you like battling to the death with this like heavy set woman in an apron.
Mm-hmm. Come on, let's get you into bed.
Hey.
And holds her up.
Yeah, she doesn't even seem to think that she doesn't even try to get up under her own power. She just like kind of hooks the arm up over your shoulder.
He puts her in his jacket as well because extra warmth and extra, safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it seems to work.
He just tucks her in. I'm just gonna call somebody, alright?
Okay.
Be right back.
Some more nodding, and I mean, this is her bed. This is the safest, most comfortable place. And I mean, still with the jacket on her, she like rifles into the blankets like a cocoon.
Pecks her on the top of the head and he'll go, well, yeah, he'll definitely go ring Susie because paranoia is starting to increase.
So you give a ringy ding to Le Suzuki. We're going into evening, so in precious little time, you get an answer. Hey, fancy hearing from you. What's up?
You at home?
Yeah.
Lock the doors.
Okay. I mean, you hear her like the rustle of her getting up, barefoot puttering.
You saw what happened to Becca's?
Huh?
You haven't been watching the news, have you?
She kind of like rubs her face. I have been waist deep in working. No, I haven't. What happened?
When she says wait, I mean his face goes nearly pale. It's like that could have been her. Just rubs his face. Things got a bit heated, but it's over now. And let's just say, when it being over, remember that girl Carla?
Yeah, I know Carla. I mean, I know of Carla. We're not exactly close.
The people that were trying to hurt Becca had her in their basement.
What?
We found her there when we went to finish things
In a basement?
in a van.
Ugh, not much better than a basement, really.
Yeah,
Jesus.
we found her there.
Jesus fuck. And I
She's
mean,
all right.
you hear the clunk of a lock, more puttering.
She's all right. Nothing happened. She's just a bit shook. I'm over
Get
at
a
hers now.
fucking bed.
I'm over at hers now. She doesn't want me to leave.
Fuck, man.
Everything's fine. They've been taken care of. It's over.
They?
Yeah, the group that Becca and I were having trouble with.
Oh, shit.
They burned her house down.
Holy shit. That's what you meant by the news. There's another clunk.
It's sorted. Handled. That's all you need to know.
Jesus. You'll hear a couple more kind of interesting noises.
Becca's safe. I'm safe. Everyone's safe. Everyone's fine. But I'm just double checking on you.
Yeah, I'm fine, I'm good.
Like I said, when I found her in there, my heart. Yeah.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay. Just, I won't be home tonight.
It's okay.
I'm not leaving her on her own. She's not able.
No, you stick around.
Okay.
There's another like kind of weird clattering noise. Do you think any of them are still out there, or?
None that are worth caring about at this point.
Alright, well, I'm pulling the blinds anyways, because that's fucking creepy.
Lock the doors, but they're all taken care of. I'd handled it personally.
Yeah. Yeah. No, door's locked. Blinds are down.
And I'm only a phone call away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right. You stay in. Stay safe.
Will do. I'll, do you want me to text at any certain times?
You text however much you want. As long
I
as I
meant
know
as a
you're...
check-in, you goofball.
No, you just text me as much as you like.
Okay.
I want to make sure I don't care anymore. I just want to know you're all right.
Okay.
You don't stop texting me for any reason.
I've got coffee. We can do this.
If you fall asleep, you fall asleep. But
I'll let you know I'm getting tired.
yeah.
I'll be up for a while.
All right. I love you.
Love you too. Be safe.
Always. Besides, now it's finally over. You get a bit more free time with me.
Oh, it's about time.
All
It'll
right.
be like a honeymoon.
That's what it's gonna be. All right. I gotta go. She's...
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. See you later.
Bye, honey.
He hangs up the phone and immediately comes back in. Bit more relaxed now because his nerves had kind of gone up.
Yeah, I mean, Carla's still just a pitiful little ball of, well, your jacket and blankets.
Slides in very carefully.
Yeah, she like makes a little room and then just latches onto you.
So, do you want me to tell you a story?
Nod.
Well, then close your eyes.
Her jaw works a little bit, but she kind of does a little wriggle to get settled and
He
hooks an arm
positions.
around you.
He positions so her head is on his chest. All she hears is the dum 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 dum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she gets nestled in. Finally, kind of a little bit of a sigh.
He will. He will. Poor out Anton. He'll actually tell her about Hitchhiker's Guide to the fucking Galaxy.
Yeah, he'll get a certain part of the way into the story and kind of catch her looking. I mean, on the one hand, fairly contented, but on the other, a little bit amused. Like, you can tell she's kind of caught on. She doesn't stop him. Not even
Looks
once.
over. You heard about this story then?
You know, maybe.
It's a good book.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Keep telling it.
I won't stop.
Got a lazy kind of blink going, closes her eyes again.
He pecks her on the top of the head, and yeah, keep telling.
And yeah, on the bright side, the constant, just the constant reassurance of the voice, even knowing the story, she laxes down some and finally, just I mean, when she finally lets herself do it, the exhaustion kind of kicks in. She just fucking passes out.
Yeah, and he just lies there for a while, running his hand through her hair, just waits till he gets to the end of the story, and eventually he himself just falls asleep.
No. Shall we end it there, butt?
Yes.
Good.